we were going to provide content wherever anybody wanted to receive that content. And we actually did see an uptick in newsstand. Our newsstand is gangbusters compared to the industry, and it's because you're finding us all over the place. Not to mention it's a great business person airport read, and we're really good there. But at the same time, what you have to consider though is what we've all been talking about is the type of content you're going to find in print is not necessarily the type of content you're going to find in digital or Flipboard or any of those mediums. At the same time, we're actually testing long-form journalism in digital. And now the digital guys, actually launching this week, are going to do a huge long-form digital piece on Afghanistan called Leadership or Die. That's going to flip the model on its head because now these long-form stories are going to be in an edit calendar, and now print is talking about, well, wow, how are we going to cover that here? So the digital rollout will be every month there's going to be a really crazy long-form journalistic story, and every week we'll feed different pieces and parts through the different sites we have. And also the different areas of print and Flipboard, etc., to create an overall experience. So if you've seen it there. So now the models are all spinning, and we're just really trying to capitalize on wherever you want to find a very specific type of content, we're going to provide it for you there.
And it's not easy, to be perfectly honest, because there's no perfect way right now to be able to follow a unique visitor across multiple devices. It's an imperfect science right now. I would argue that a year from now we will be able to do that, but right now it's still something you have to cut and paste. That said, we have a big head start because we still have a large male audience. By that I mean M-A-I-L, not M-A-L-E. And they do register every time they come in. They sign in, and we can follow them every place they go from there. We have a large number of people, even if they're not on because of mail, who use the AOL client. So again, we can follow them. And at this point, we still have multiple different sign-ins, ID, auth. I think we have something like 9.
What's really important to say is we look at total engaged time down to the article or post level, and it's something that the editors have a shared responsibility in monitoring the amount of time and the type of action that piece of content has triggered with their reader. It also actually informs our syndication team. So for an example, a great post where we find people are spending 5 to 7 minutes on a single article, and they could be sharing, even if, let's say 1,000 people stumble upon a post that they're spending a ton of time and they're all sharing it. But what we recognize in that is that's only 1,000 people. That actually triggers our syndication group to say, hey, there's something here. Get on the phone with our partners, let's push this, let's make this work much harder for us, let's amplify this.
So like in real time, like
In real
I'm looking
time.
at it happening right now.
Exactly, exactly. And this has been a really effective formula that's working again and again and again for us. And to the second part of your question, I actually don't think that the buying world,
Gets it yet?
I think they get it. I think it's difficult to monitor consistently across all the different media companies, and I think there's a lot of different definitions of what total engaged time is, but I would suggest that I don't think that it's paying enough attention to something that in my mind really indicates the value that those brands could actually bring to their advertiser or marketer.
And is that the advertisers and marketers are just still looking at impressions? Like, check the button on the RFP, check the box that you delivered, X amount of video, X number of impressions, or...
There's no line item called total engaged time on the spreadsheet. At least I haven't seen one yet, but I think the day is coming. I think they're talking about it, but I would still suggest, and I don't think we're immune to this either. I think we're all a little bit all over the place. But everyone's looking for a better way. So I believe this will emerge as a better metric.
As a general rule, just doing it isn't going to pay you back. So, if you just feel I need to be there because I'm supposed to be doing it, you're gonna be disappointed. If you happen to have talent that's highly engaged, has a great following, they actually can rally an audience, and that does work. But it's very specific, so it just
Watch
depends.
the show,
Watch the
right?
show. There's talent that can get you to watch a repeat. Like, oh my God, this was so great, I loved it, you need to watch it again. I'm gonna be watching it tonight with you, so please come and do that. And so, but it's really the exception, not the rule.
I think where it works best is when you do have genuine engagement from the people who are doing whatever it is, the tweeting, the posting, and when you have a great product. Because at the end of the day, if people don't love it,
I
doesn't
think
matter.
that I would say follow the reader. I think that, and trust your media partner. If you're in a buying capacity, trust your media partner to be able to guide you. If you have a client that really feels like Twitter is the best social extension for them, then we're going to recommend a very specific group of sites that you may not have thought of, because that's where that audience decides is the best expression of what that brand is trying to get across. So Rewrite, a technology site, it has a very large, actually its Twitter following is almost larger than its reach on the site. So that is a great destination for somebody who's looking for that extension. They don't have much of a Pinterest following. So I feel like you can't force the social extension into the brand. You have to let the readers decide what that's going to be and what best expresses the sharing.
Christine?
So I'll approach the question really differently, plugging the November issue. If you're interested in the Twitter IPO, they make a very good case in the story of why and how Twitter is going to make a ton of money because of stories like Scandal. And back to what Kim said, too, we talked about Pinterest a year ago. How the hell are they going to make money? Well, brands like L'Oreal are doing incredibly well on Pinterest. And so if it fits and you have a really good, solid audience there, absolutely, because that fandemonium, if you will, is really going to drive, I know it's a sports word, you should have used that, but it will drive the readers, it will drive the engagement. And Fast Company is a business media brand. Our Facebook's not that exciting. Twitter's it for us. I mean, it really is. And because now, and transparently, we're reevaluating because the number 2 most trafficked area on fastcompany.com is actually Fastco Design. So it's all about design. And we're all in meetings right now going, okay, of course we're on Tumblr, of course we need to be on Pinterest. How do we create our wanted items on a Pinterest site? How are we going to apply some of these things that are more interesting? So we're all going, the irony is we write about this all the time. We should actually practice what we're writing about. And I say that tongue in cheek because it's super experimental. We've been so myopically focused on Twitter because we have such a great audience there that it now makes sense to go out. We even tested some stuff, custom stuff on YouTube this summer, and that's a little bit scary because YouTube is all about entertainment. How do you make business entertaining? Now, Mark Cuban has figured that concept out. But at the same time, how do you use that to the best of your ability? So we're going to be rolling some things out on YouTube next year, but it is going to be more entertaining versus business. So we're testing the waters in a lot of different areas.